And there's a quick overview of Paco Ŝako, a game by Dutch designer and self-publisher Felix Albers. As you might notice, it's a two-player game that very much resembles chess. And the name Paco Ŝako is actually Esperanto for peace chess. And the idea with peace chess, yes. The idea with this is that you are not capturing the pieces on the board, but instead you are embracing them. You are forming a union with them, a bond that cannot be separated, unless, of course, it is separated, as you saw during the game.
Like me and my ex-girlfriend.
Yes, such a pity. But the idea is that Albers wanted to teach his son chess. And at the same time, he had this philosophical work that he had written up called The Moment of Life. And these ideas, sort of the interrelationship and the connectedness between people, could be integrated into chess, where instead of taking a piece and removing it from the board, instead you are going to embrace that piece. You share the same space with it and form a union. And those pieces are now together. And on Trevor's turn, he can move that piece like the piece that's in it. So he can move his piece like a queen because he has a queen in it, and it follows all the normal rules for moving like a queen. I can move it like a pawn because that's what I contribute to the union. But if you have a piece that's not in a union, it can replace the piece that's in it. Kind of the way that I could get a new child and replace Trevor. Exactly like that. That's right. Or if Linda divorces me and remarries, then some new husband would come and stand in this spot and kick me out of the house. And I would move out of the house just like I normally move. Sort of schlumpy.
Wait, what?
Schlumpy and, just sort of reading a book probably while I'm walking, not paying attention where I'm going. That's the way you normally do it. But once a piece is in a union, it stays in a union, although it could be knocked out and then go somewhere else. It can't just leave on its own. It can't choose to part from that union. And so that creates this interesting dynamic in the gameplay where what you are trying to do is form a union with the other player's king, right? The king apparently wants to stand on his own. He does not want to join with anyone else. He's just like, look, I'm doing my thing. It's just me. Stay away.
Just me, myself, and I.
Yes. So the king is, in a way, even weaker than in regular chess, because the king, if you have an opposing piece next to it, putting it in Shaco, that is check, the king can't eliminate it. Oh, geez, I almost took myself down that time. It can't eliminate it because it would instead embrace it, and in that point, it would lose the game because you're trying not to form a union with your king. So you have to protect the king in a way even more than in regular chess. But there's different ways to do that. Yes?
I think you actually have to protect it. Actually, yeah, you're right.
Okay. Good. I was ahead of you there with my thought. As I usually am, let's say. Yeah? Dad moments. Always awesome.
Always horrible.
Always horrible. Yes. Yes. Let's pretend we're riding in the car, and I'll start doing a lesson about something. But the idea is that you have a new way to play the game. And really, Paco Ŝako is the best chess variant I've played. And really, most other chess variants are terrible. And that's
being very offensive. I bet I could look up hundreds of chess variants that you would love.
I bet you could not. Mostly because I don't really enjoy chess. I know. Yes. We've had this discussion a lot because Trevor takes chess.
Yes, actually in my school we have chess lessons. I started like 2 years ago, and I found it really fun. So I bought an app on my drawing tablet, and I started playing a lot, and I really enjoyed it. So I asked my teacher what you could do with chess, and he said you could do tournaments. So I started participating in tournaments, and I really love chess.
It's really interesting to see, right? Because I do not enjoy chess at all, and Trevor's really dug into it, and so he asked me to play a lot, and I will play sometimes, but I'm not really into it.
Oh boy, you argue about it, though. I'm not playing chess with you.
Yeah, that's right. Let's play something else. I have to make videos on other games. No one wants a video on chess, or at least
everyone wants a video on chess.
Okay, but not on Board Game Geek.
Comment down below if you want a video on chess.
Oh, jeez.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
So I don't enjoy the history of chess kind of looming over me. Right? It's a weird thing to
Haunting
think
you,
of. Yes.
haunting you.
Yes, that's a good way to think of it. Is the joy that I find in games is playing a game and discovering it and
Are you
adding
saying chess is too old?
uh
Because if
I
you
could
can
say
play
that.
any old game, like there's probably some games out there
That is
that are
true.
old but you still like.
Well, see, I had this issue too, where we had a Korean exchange student, Sung Chan, who was awesome at Go, and he'd played at least 1,000 games of Go
There's a good
online.
manga.
All right, about Hikaru no Go. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But to get to the point, Sung Chan was awesome at Go, had played a lot. I mean, awesome relative to me. I don't know how he was ranked, if he was ranked at all against other people, but he came and lived at our house, and he tried to play Go with me, and he beat me by like triple digits. It was
He annihilated.
it was we played I think
He was
4
bullying
games.
You? Was he bullying
He was
you?
not bullying. He was just
okay.
playing and
It's
destroying
bullying.
me.
That's bullying.
Okay, if you
You've
say
been
so.
bullied.
And we played I think 4 times, and then he said, "Okay, we should play other games." And then at that point, after I started just teaching him all the other games that I had, and he was an awesome game player, but we were on equal footing because he wasn't coming to me with 1,000 games already played against my complete inexperience with the game. And so I feel like that with chess, not that I've played 1,000 times against you or prior to playing you, but I just feel the weight of all the other players on top of me. And I feel like I'm not learning the game for myself. And I could just quit my job, I suppose, and not talk about any other games and only play chess, but I just don't find it that interesting. I know. Sorry. Although you already know that. We've talked about this before. But Paco Ŝako, so to get back to this game, it creates the feeling of chess where you have the vulnerability of the king. You have all the standard movement of the pieces. There's nothing different with that. But you add onto that the combinations that are possible from creating and replacing unions, where Trevor moves up a bishop and then I connect it with a pawn, and now each of us can move that piece in different ways, and I know that I can replace it, and he knows that he can replace it and shoot that bishop out. And so you're creating these combos or potential combos where ideally
Combos.
oh god yes, you can have a snack later.
Ew, I don't like combos.
You're creating this potential in the game where ideally I want to get this piece somewhere here, and I know that then I can replace and I could get that pawn out, and then the pawn could attack the piece that's diagonally up here, which could possibly free another union, and then make this chainy thing across the board.
And you might win.
Which is true, which is how a lot of the games happen. I mean, we've played 9 times now on a review copy, and Trevor's won 5. I won 3. We had one that was destroyed in the middle because we went out to dinner or something. I forget. Yeah.
It was good dinner.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I met some French kids, and they were really nice.
All right. Let's not go into that. But the whole point is it's a fascinating game because it takes the familiarity of chess, but then increases the gameplay, in my perspective, because you're adding in combinations, which allows you to do attacks that you would not normally expect. And it allows you to prevent attacks that might otherwise happen. So if Trevor moves a queen up and puts my king in check, if I can then form a union with that queen, well, the queen can't go take my king because now she's already got a buddy, and she needs to be freed by having someone replace her in that union in order to go attack the king. And so now I have to be on the lookout for that. So if we go back to our game, of course, Trevor has made these threats before with his queen and the bishop line up, and you put pieces in between. I can move my knight up so that even if he moved his bishop, then the queen would pair with my knight. Okay. Yes?
I noticed a lot in this game that a lot of the checkmates, like rollers mate, you might be able to do it, but that you can't do it because the whole checking thing isn't really a thing. I mean, it's a thing.
It's a thing, but you don't say check.
Yeah, and it's not really check because you like embrace it. So it like the rollers made. I can't really imagine trying to do that. It'd almost be awkward.
because the rooks, yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine as well. Just trying to translate from chess into Paco Ŝako doesn't quite work, but a lot of it does work. A lot of it feels like chess. I don't know if you
Yeah, it feels very like different, but very similar at the same time.
yeah. So which is good because now we have a game to play together. How about that? Woo, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Felix. That works out very well. And it's just it's kind of fascinating to see that and to notice the differences the more that we played. I mean, we played only 9 times. It's not a huge number of times relative to, you know, the world of experience that I'm sure the designer has and possibly other people. But it feels like I'm already learning how to play better using a bit of chess knowledge.
Yeah, just losing 5 times.
Yeah, okay. It's mostly, I think, because I keep trying to do tricky things, and Trevor does straightforward, put me in check, put me in check.
I'm gonna put my queen here.
Yeah,
Look there.
yes, there you go. And it's putting me under more immediate threat, where I'm sort of working more towards long-term threats, or trying to build up something tricky rather than just blunt force. I'm gonna get in your face.
That's
And,
me.
yeah.
You scaring me? Oh.
Yeah.
You wanna go? You wanna go, man?
So it's interesting to see how this is chess, but it's not chess, and it's actually, I mean, for me, it's a better game. I mean, it's not going to replace chess for most people because, of course, for most people, chess is just a lifestyle game, and that's all they want to play, and they don't want to play any variants, and they just want to do that and get better, right? This is what they devote themselves to. Just like a lot of people with Go players or bridge players or something like that, that is what they play. It is a lifestyle game, and they don't want anything else. No funny business. But for certain pairings of individuals who might not otherwise play chess well together.
Fancy.
Yes.
Other
Individuals such as the two in this room, for example. I don't, you?
Oh my God, who's that guy over there?
Oh man, I did not see him there before. So it creates this new thing that we can play and enjoy, and it uses all the skills of chess. It feels very chessy.
I like that word. I'm gonna use it someday.
Yeah, you should. But it's not, because it creates all these differences. So maybe we can play a sped up game here, and you can just see it in action a bit more with us actually trying harder rather than the demonstration game we had before.
Yeah,
So-
I obviously won, and he was going as hard as he could, and he was trying like super hard to
Aww.
look good in front of the camera, and he's only saying that he's really good and not bad.
Yes. Anyway, let's roll. So there's more of a full game of Paco Ŝako, although I'm not sure what happened with Trevor there, because he did not get out of check when he could have.
Well, you want to look good in front of your fans, don't you?
Sure.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. All right. It's more. Yes. Because there actually, I saw two ways that Trevor could get out of check. So maybe we show those off and then give a little more demonstration. So we return to the board here. What is one way that you can actually get out of check? which is a third way that I did not see before. Okay, because I was not examining all the possibilities. But if you put this in the way, then clearly, actually, this does not get you out of check because the queen can attack and replace the bishop, and then the bishop can go and embrace the king. So that would still lose you the game. But you could do something like where you put the queen in front. Oh, stole your thunder, yeah. You put the queen in front of this, so now I could only embrace your queen, and we have a queen-queen combination, and then...
Oh, so cute.
I know. No, we each have the same powers there. Or, more complicated, you could replace the knight, and there you go. All right, now the queen, my queen, already has someone who's union with it, and so therefore cannot go and take your king. Or instead of moving the queen over, you could also have taken this piece with the pawn, right? Attacking diagonally, just like a normal chess move, and then again the knight's freed and goes over here. And the queen is still unencumbered, unattached to someone. So you don't have to give up the possibility of embracing someone there. So there's a few more possibilities of how you combo and move things in different ways in order to prevent your king from being captured or to have additional threats in there. And as the game progresses, you get more and more of these unioned pieces, which then complicates your thinking for how things are going to move. Because again, once it's unioned, it can't get out unless something replaces it. So it just changes the way you're thinking and playing. So any final thoughts?
I really like this game.
Okay. That's it?
A lot. Yeah, I really like it.
That's
Okay,
no
I'm
other...
sorry.
No?
The reason I like this is because it's not chess. But I love chess.
Okay.
So I don't like it because it's not chess. But I love it because it's not chess.
Okay.
You guys understand, right?
Sure.
Especially you in the corner, mister. You understand. I know you.
Absolutely. Yeah. But it's a fascinating take on something that's familiar and yet it's new.
I like it because it's new, but chess dates back way back then. Like I think how it was made is...
No. We've gone through this before. There's this total nonsense from 9-year-olds. You know how maybe it has some resemblance. I need higher hair to be an Adam. We're ruining your belief on chess here.
You're gonna get copyrighted.
Yes, but I know enough nonsense spoken by a certain 9-year-old that we do not need his history of chess as part of this video here.
Hey,
it
back
is
in
inaccurate.
2nd grade, I had a chess book and I read it all.
Okay, but you clearly
Per
did
se,
not remember
I didn't
it.
complete all the problems.
Yes,
but
yes.
I read it all.
But
give me credit.
There we go. It's an overview of something that probably most people did not see at Spiel. The game has been nominated for 2 Game of the Year awards in the Netherlands. It lost out to Gaia Project in 1. I think the other results have still not been given. But it's fascinating to see this concept, right? This new take on chess when previously I looked on every take on chess with a 3-player chess and 4-player chess and this blah 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 and
Why would there be 4-player chess? Would there be like a white, a slider?
Yeah, it'd be like a plus-shaped board with people having.
Wait a minute. What if
there's
there
all
was
sorts?
Like,
actually, there's multiple
like
4-player
dark
chess.
Gray, a black, and then a gray, like a white gray, and then there's white, and it'd be all like.
People have tried all these combinations.
What if there was chess inside chess inside chess inside chess?
So it'd be called SS.
Nope, you're wrong.
All right, I thought that's what it would be.
It's just a game theory. Get it?
Oh God! Yes.
This video is definitely gonna get
anyway.
Copyrighted.
Anyway, thank you, son. I will embrace you one more time before I'm replaced, and must leave the house forever.
Wait, really? Oh
yeah,
God.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to tell you this on video. Yeah, it happened.
I'm not actually crying. In fact, I'm happy. Get off. Go away.
Hey, since I've got my YouTube-obsessed son here, who gave his old, leave a comment below if you've got something to say on this video. Something I normally don't do just because I figure people will comment if they want to comment, and if they don't, right? Why? Don't go through those shenanigans. But to do him a solid here, I will give a shout-out to his channel, which is called Internet Cat, which
The
of course
Internet Cat.
The Internet Cat, which of course will be impossible to find because you're trying to search cats on the internet. You will probably find 89 million hits.
Link in the description below, though, so don't forget to check me out.
Link in the.
Now you need to put a
Such
link
nonsense.
in the description.
Oh my god.
More work for you, sucker. I'm out.